Effects of changes in exchange rates. So let's say the Chinese yuan is going to or has appreciated versus the US dollar. So the value of the yuan increases, that's what appreciation means. So what do you think happens? Now there are a lot of effects that we're going to go over. So pause the video here and see what you can come up with in terms of, so if the Chinese yuan appreciates, what is that going to mean in China for various things? So here's a list of items that are going to be affected. And once again, you can go ahead and pause it here to try to come up with, basically what I'm going to do is say what happens, is it going to go up or down in each one of these items. So go ahead and pause the video now and take a guess. What are going to happen to all of these items? Here are the effects of all of these. So when the Chinese yuan appreciates, exports are going to fall as foreigners now can buy less of the now more expensive yuan and so less of the Chinese products. Imports are going to rise as they become relatively cheaper because the yuan is stronger. So because of those two changes, net exports fall, and the balance of trade is really kind of the same thing as net exports. So that's going to fall and move towards a deficit, we might say. Aggregate demand is going to fall because of the shift factor of net exports falling. Because aggregate demand falls, real GDP falls, as well as price level and inflation fall because they move in the same direction. The country's current account is going to move towards a deficit, and the capital account is going to move towards a surplus since those are counteractive in nature. So these are several of the effects of the yuan appreciating. Now in the same problem, if the US dollar depreciates, what's going to happen to all of those items? So once again, if you want, you can pause here and take a guess. And here are the answers. So with the dollar being relatively cheaper, foreigners are going to buy more of our goods because they're now relatively cheaper. So exports rise, imports fall as the US dollar loses value. We are able to buy less foreign goods. Because of those two effects, the net exports rise because net exports equal exports minus imports. The balance of trade moves towards a surplus because it's the same thing really as net exports for the most part. Aggregate demand increases because of net exports rising. Because aggregate demand rises, real GDP goes up. Inflation goes up because of price level and the ASAD model. The current account moves towards a surplus and the capital account moves towards a deficit.